You know, when my daughter was 4 or 5, I used to lie awake at night just wondering what's going to happen to her when she's 10, 16, 19, 21. Will she ever live on her own? Will she need full-time care? Will she end up in residential care? I just couldn't see the future clearly. It was scary. But I tell you something, that little girl is now 19. She works, she shops, she runs our household better than most adults I know. She even tells me what her sister Siobhan needs for school and just goes out and gets it. That didn't happen overnight. And it didn't happen because everything was easy. It happened because we started building real independence and learning some hard lessons along the way. So, from a very young age, my daughter was always independent. She liked doing her own thing, and honestly, we were happy about that. She'll go get her own cereal, she'll go to the cupboard, pick what she wanted, food, clothes, whatever it was, and she'll get it herself. At 4 or 5, she was already making her own choices. She loved shorts and trousers. Didn't matter if we were going to a wedding, she'll pick it, wear it. That was that. And to be honest, it cut out a lot of meltdowns. We didn't force anything. If she was happy with what she picked, we were happy too. So we made everything accessible. Snacks in the lower cupboard, clothes where she could reach them. We encouraged her independence. And we saw it as a strength. Now, this is where our independence backfired. But here is what we didn't realize. That some independence started replacing connection. Because everything was made easy, she didn't need to come to us. She didn't need to ask for anything. Not food, not toys, not help. So she didn't. And because she didn't need to interact, she wasn't communicating. When we tried to introduce PECS, that is a picture exchange communication system, it didn't work at first. Because PECS is based on approaching your communication partner, right? You have to come to someone, hand over the picture and request. But she was so used to doing things her own way, she saw no need to come to us, and that was a massive problem. We had to change everything. So we moved the snacks up high, we closed the cupboard doors, we told her no climbing, you need to come and ask. And let me tell you, that did not go down easy at all. The meltdowns, the frustration. We were pulling away something she had always had, her freedom, just to teach her how to ask for help. Now, we didn't realize then that asking for help is a skill. Because one of the biggest things I missed as a parent, and I will say this loud and clear for anyone listening, we didn't teach her to ask for help. She was so independent, we assumed she'll figure it out. But independence without communication is a trap. When she got to secondary school, that was when it hit us. She didn't know how to ask for help in class, with homework, or when she was struggling. And in college, it was worse. And by that stage, the habit was so deep, it was hard to break. So if you're a parent of a 4-year-old or 5-year-old now, start teaching them to ask. Even if they're strong-willed, even if they can do things themselves, make them still come to you sometimes. Because when they reach college, when they're in a job, if they don't ask for help, it causes stress, anxiety, and unnecessary pressure. So, the turning point and how we fixed it. Once we made that change, once we put the structure in place, our communication took off. She started using PECS, she started coming to us, she started socializing, and from there her whole world opened up. Today, she doesn't just survive. She strives. She's independent. She works. She shops. She looks after her siblings. She holds down a job, and my only concern now is that people she works with understand her properly. But I'm not worried about whether she'll cope, because she will. Because the foundation is there. So, now let me say this too, because I've seen the other side as well. I have seen children who are 8, 9, even 12, 15 years old, and they can't put on their own clothes. They can't pick their own outfits, can't tie their shoes, still being fed by parents. They don't make choices. They don't take responsibility. And that's not fair to them. It affects their gross motor skills, fine motor skills, their confidence, everything. So whether your child is too independent like mine was, or not independent at all, you've got to build the right kind of independence. One that includes communication, one that includes asking for help, one that includes flexibility and growth. So parents, if you are listening, you have got to start now. Start with one task. Let them pour the milk. Let them pick the spoon. Let them choose between 2 shirts. Teach them to come to you and say, help, please. Because what you're doing isn't just helping today. Because what you're doing isn't just helping them today. You are preparing them to live a life with confidence, communication, and choice. And that is what real independence looks like. Thank you.